All right, the dust has settled on Apple's latest event, and wow, did they shake things up. We're talking a total refresh for the iPhone. So today, we're going to dive into the brand new iPhone 17 lineup and figure out what all these changes really mean for you and me.
Okay, so here's the game plan. First, we'll look at how they've totally rearranged the iPhone family. Then, we'll get into the new camera system, which is honestly pretty clever. After that, performance upgrades, and then, we have to tackle the elephant in the room, Apple and AI. And we'll wrap up by looking ahead, maybe even at a foldable.
First things first, the iPhone family as you know it, it's completely different now. Apple's decided the lineup we've had for years needed a serious makeover.
Right out of the gate, say goodbye to the Plus model. It's gone. In its place, we're getting something totally new, with a name you'll definitely recognize from their laptops, but with a whole new purpose. Meet the iPhone Air. And let me tell you, this thing is ridiculously thin and light. It's got that high-end titanium frame, and it just feels totally different. This is clearly aimed at anyone who wants their phone to be as sleek and minimalist as humanly possible. So, here's the new family tree. The standard iPhone 17 is still probably the best bet for most people, and it gets a little bigger screen. The new Air is for the design-obsessed. And then, of course, you've got the Pro and Pro Max for anyone who needs the absolute best of everything, especially when it comes to cameras. So that's the new structure. But honestly, one of the coolest upgrades this year is the camera. And the best part, this one's for everybody. It's on every single one of the new models. They're calling it the Center Stage Camera, and it's all about its new square sensor. Now, I know what you're thinking. A square sensor, who cares? Well, you should, because it fixes one of the most annoying things about taking group selfies. You know the drill, right? You're trying to squeeze everyone into a shot, so you do that awkward sideways phone twist. Well, forget that. Now, you just hold the phone normally. And when your friends jump in, the AI is smart enough to just widen the shot for you. It's such a simple idea, but it's going to be a game changer. Of course, if you're shelling out for a Pro model, you're going to get something extra. And this year, it's a doozy. We're talking all 3 camera lenses on the back, the main, the ultra-wide, and the telephoto, are all getting bumped up to 48 megapixels. So what does that actually get you? Well, it means you can now get an 8x optical quality zoom. You can get way, way closer to your subject, and the photo is still going to look incredibly sharp, not like a blurry mess. But hey, let's keep it real for a second. While 8x zoom is a huge jump for Apple, they're still kind of playing catch-up here. I mean, Samsung has been rocking 100x zoom on its phones for a couple of years now. So, good progress, but they're not quite leading the pack. Okay, so all of this is powered by the new A19 chips, and they're faster, blah, blah, blah. But honestly, the one spec that you're actually going to feel day to day is the battery life. And it's not just a little bump, it's a massive leap. Just look at the regular iPhone 17. It's going from 22 hours of video playback up to 30. That's 8 more hours. And the Pro Max is pushing a ridiculous 39 hours. We're finally in true all-day and then some battery territory. They've also, finally, boosted the charging speed. If you have a 40-watt power adapter, you can get to a 50% charge in only 20 minutes. But you know the deal. That faster charger is, of course, sold separately. Classic Apple. So the hardware is looking great, no doubt about it. But that brings us to the big question mark hanging over Apple right now. Their whole strategy with artificial intelligence. Ouch! This quote from PC Mag really says it all. You look at what Google and Samsung are doing with their own AI models, and it just feels like Apple is being super cautious. Some might even say they're falling behind.
So what even is Apple Intelligence? Well, it gives you some neat features like live translation, but here's the really interesting part. For the really complex stuff, like generating an image from text, Apple isn't doing it themselves. They're actually leaning on partners like OpenAI and Google. And that just makes you wonder, why aren't they building this in-house?
And that cautious play on AI brings us to our last topic. What's Apple's next big thing? You know, the rumor mill never stops, and it's already buzzing about the one device we've all been waiting for. So the word from the top analysts is that Apple might split up its iPhone releases. They're saying we could see the high-end Pro models in the fall of 2026, right alongside that long-rumored foldable iPhone. The standard models would then come out the next spring. And yes, the internet has already christened it the iFold. And this comment from a user on Reddit just perfectly captures what we're all thinking. I shudder to think about the price of an iPhone Fold. Seriously, we know Apple isn't afraid of a high price tag, so you can only imagine what a foldable from them would cost. You might want to start saving up now. So, when you step back and look at the whole picture, a new, super thin model borrowing AI tech from its biggest rivals and a slow, cautious march towards a foldable, what's the real story here? Is Apple scrambling to catch up, or are they just patiently playing the long game? That right there is the billion-dollar question.